Hello, 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 everybody. It's Elite Pierre, founder of Favored International. I'm super excited about this webinar series and getting everything launched today. Today is Monday, December 28th. I'm super pumped up about being able to just pour content into my followers, my supporters, my friends, my family about personal branding. So this is going to be part one of the webinar series on personal branding that I will be doing over the next few weeks. So I definitely want to, before I even get started, I want to thank each and every one of you for your support. I want to thank each and every one of you for attending and learning and growing alongside with me. So again, I just want to give you some background information on me. You know, why am I qualified to even hold this webinar? Why am I even qualified to give you this information? My name is Elite Pierre. I'm 35 years old. I've been an entrepreneur for a little over 3 years. And where it all began is basically in 2012. I attended the Steve Harvey Youth Mentorship Program in Chicago, Illinois. It was a regional camp. Y'all know, if you're familiar with the youth mentorship program that he runs, he does a big camp down in Texas on his ranch. And I met him and his staff in 2012. The date was actually the weekend of November 18th. The 18th of November 2012 was a very significant point in my life. That's the day I became an entrepreneur in my mind. So basically, I was chosen to be a mentor. I attended that youth event. And as I was being a mentor to the youth that was in that program, the information that was being shared, all the value that was being shared, all the content, the seminars, the speakers, all that was being important to me as well. You know, I was there as a 32-year-old man, and the program was designed for youths, teenagers, right? But that is something that I had never been exposed to in my life. So it was a significant turning point for me because, you know, I learned so much as just being there. And at the end, you know, long story short, what happened at the end, they asked me to be one of the keynote speakers at the end on a Sunday to close out the conference, right? So I got on the stage, I did my spiel. I actually told the guru story. Mr. Eric Thomas, phenomenal inspirational speaker. You may have heard of him. He's famous for the guru story. He did the guru story about 8 or 9 years ago, and it went viral on YouTube. Everybody found out about him, and that's kind of where his journey launched, right? So I told the guru story, not knowing that Eric Thomas was in the audience, right? So I hope y'all could follow me with that, because I told the guru story. Young man wanted to be successful. He went to the guru. Guru took him out to the ocean, walked out into the ocean, held him down. The man was kicking, struggling. If you want to be successful as bad as you want to breathe, that's when you'll be successful. Y'all know the story. I'm sure you've heard it a million times. If you haven't heard it, go to YouTube and Google Secrets to Success, Eric Thomas, right? You'll hear the whole story. It might be 2 parts depending on which video you pull up. So anyway, I did that story on stage. Eric Thomas is in the audience. I didn't even know who this man was. I didn't know he was in the audience. I didn't know that was his story. I just heard the story on YouTube. When I came off the stage, Eric Thomas approached me, reached his hand out and said, "Hey, Mr. Pierre, I just want to introduce myself to you. My name is Eric Thomas. I did that video about 6 years ago. It went, it didn't do anything for the first year. Then it went viral. So, I wanted to applaud you because I had never heard the story told, right. I hear the story told millions and millions of times, but you told the story exactly how it was meant to be told." That blew my mind. First of all, I didn't know who he was, right? Second of all, it took a minute for the click that was Eric Thomas. It's the guy from YouTube. It's the guy who I've been listening to, following, and studying for months, right? It blew my mind to be in his presence, number one, but it kind of like shook me up because I didn't know that was his story. I felt like, okay, am I in trouble now because I done told your story on stage and now here you are approaching me. But it was a humbling experience, ladies and gentlemen. And I got to tell you, that was the moment that I realized that was my passion. My passion was to speak. My passion was to pour into others. My passion was to present. My passion was to train. My passion was to empower, inspire, and build up as many people as I possibly could. That day I went home. That was the end of the conference. I went home. I got with my wife. I said, you know what? From now on to forever, I'm not just going to be living for me. I'm going to be living for others. From now on, I am going to mentor youth. From now on, I am going to speak and I am going to inspire other people to take their lives to the next level. That's my passion. That's my passion. I thank you, each and every one of you, for participating in this, because it took a long time. I got to understand, I was 32 years old when I discovered my passion. So this is part one of building your personal brand. Part one, step one, phase one is discover your passion. I need y'all to write that down. I need y'all to take notes. Do not just watch me talk, please. Get a pen and pad out, take notes. I got my notes already written down. I'm ready for y'all. Get ready for what's about to happen in your life, because things are about to change. We're about to take this to the next level. Number one, discover your passion. You have to know what your passion is, right? The reason why most people are not happy in their lives is because they're not living their passion. So if you want to be happy in life, you have to discover what your passion is. What do you love to do? If you could spend the rest of your life doing something, what would that be? Number one, a lot of people love doing things that they're good at. This is what I've learned from my mentors. This is what I've learned through going through life and experiences. We love to do things that we're good at, right? We love to do things that we're good at. We hate doing things that we're not good at, right? Now, there's a difference between natural talent and skill. We can build skill. Your talent is what your talent, your talent is set. Your passion is usually set as well. You just have to discover it. So what are you good at? What are you good at? This is what I want you to write down. And I'm gonna give y'all a homework assignment, because the next webinar is not gonna be till next Monday. So you have a whole week to accomplish this, right? And I'm gonna give y'all some links inside the webinar chat. Those of you who are watching on Periscope, you're gonna have to go watch the replay to this webinar to get it, because this is exclusive. I'm not giving this to everybody. You're gonna have to get on the webinar and participate fully, all right? But I'm gonna give y'all some links. I'm gonna give y'all some homework. It's all free. There's nothing to pay for. I just need to give y'all the access to follow the steps, right? So again, number one, discover your passion. Number two, what are you good at? I need you to take a piece of paper. Exactly, what are you good at? Take a piece of paper, write down on the left column things that you're good at, write on the right column things that you're not good at. I'm not gonna say bad, because bad is just bringing negativity. But what are you good at and what are you not so good at, right? And we want to go all in on our strengths. We want to capitalize on our strengths. I'm telling you, and this is like a side assignment. This is not necessarily required, but if you need proof, if you need to prove to yourself that this is real, tomorrow, do something that you are good at. Do something that you're really, really good at, and then see how that makes you feel. And then do something that you're not so good at and see how that makes you feel. Document the results and do a self-assessment. If I can give any of you watching this webinar, if I can give you anything to take away, I would wish for you to be able to be self-aware, self-discovery, being able to know and understand you. This is not about me. This is not about your friends. It's not about your family. It's not about your organization. It's not about your company. It's about you. Everything starts with you. We're talking about building a personal brand, right? So you have to know you. You have to discover you. Number one, what is your passion? It's usually tied directly to what you're good at. Your passion is usually tied directly to what you're good at. I discovered that my passion was speaking, inspiring, motivating, right? Guess what? I'm really good at that. I've been good at it for years. I did not know that was my passion until I got to the point where, I stood on a stage in front of over 100 people, and I looked into their eyes and I seen the responses as I spoke. I seen that they were receiving my message and my story was inspiring them. That's when I discovered my passion. But looking back years prior to that, I had been good at speaking for years. I have been good at it for years. So you need to discover what you're good at. You need to discover what you're good at. I got a offer again. Hopefully I got it up here. Here it is. Here's an article I need y'all to read. And it's up in the display offer. All right, it's up in the chat box now. 4 ways to find out what your strengths are. 4 ways to finding out what are your strengths. It's an article about one of my mentors, Mr. Gary Vaynerchuk. owner of VaynerMedia, owner of WineLibrary.com and Wine Library in New Jersey. Built multi-million-dollar businesses. He's the man. In my opinion, he's the man. I need y'all to read that article. So all you have to do is just click get article. It's going to take you to his website. Get the article, bookmark it, do whatever you have to do. Those of you on Periscope, just Google search 4 ways to find out what your strengths are, or you can go to workwiththepeers.com and register for the webinar and do it the right way so you can stay plugged into the webinar series, because this is just part 1. Again, the key to loving your job is to ask yourself one simple question. What is my biggest strength? What are you good at? What are your strengths? Right? That's how you're going to discover your passion, because our passion is tied directly to what our strengths are. What are we good at? What do you enjoy doing? If you could spend the rest of your life doing something, what would that be? Right? Write this down, ladies and gentlemen. If you could spend the rest of your life doing something, money was not an issue, time was not an issue. If you could spend the rest of your life doing something, what would that something be? What would that something be if you could spend the rest of your life doing something, right? What if you had to talk every day for an hour or 2? If you had to write every day, if you had to record a video every day for the rest of your life about something, about a topic, what is that topic? What is it? Some of it might, for some of you, it may be sports. For some of you, it may be music. For some of you, it may be personal growth and self-development. For some of you, it may be art, right? For some of you, it may be beauty. For some of you, it may be health, right? For some of you, it may be exercise. What if you had to talk about a topic every single day? What would it be? That's your passion. That's what you're passionate about. What drives you the most? What feeds your hunger, right? This, before we talk about building your brand, ladies and gentlemen, we have to discover you. We have to discover us. I had to discover this within myself before I could even start branding myself. I had to discover what is it that do I want to do? What can I provide to the marketplace? What value can I provide to the marketplace that I love? I mean, I just love it, 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 right? That's what I need y'all to do. We got a week, ladies and gentlemen. 4 ways to find out what your strengths are. Let me bring up this, I want to bring up this article real quick so I can just give y'all a quick overview of what the 4 things are, or actually what the action steps are. I don't want to give y'all instructions without action steps. That's why I love this article, because it gives you things to do, right? It tells you specific actions that you need to take. Number 1, talk to 5 to 10 of your closest people who know you the best. Gary Vaynerchuk in the video just says 5 people. Let's keep it simple. Maybe you can go to 10 people, but who are 5 people that know you the best, right? Go to those 5 people and ask them, I'm trying to think of the word, without any repercussion, because sometimes the people who are closest to you, they can't really tell you about yourself. A lot of us have people who are close to us that they couldn't tell us about ourselves if they wanted to, because they look up to us. But let them know, hey, this is an activity that I was given by my mentor. This is something that I need. I need information from you. I need you to tell me straight up, no holds barred, what am I good at and what am I not so good at? What are my strengths and what are my weaknesses? This is your homework assignment, ladies and gentlemen. We got a week to do this. Till next Monday, I need everybody who's following this webinar series, please knock this out within a week. 5 people, 5 to 10 people, ask them, what are my strengths from your point of view? Because sometimes it's hard for us to discover our own strengths and weaknesses, so we can discover what we think our strengths and weaknesses is, and then get the 5 people who are closest to you and ask them to provide to you what are you good at and what are you not so good at? What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? All right, split them up into 2 categories, strengths and weaknesses. Too easy. All right. You can even split the people up into categories. People who love you, people who are they're business associates with you, people who just know you, your friends, your family, stuff like that. That's number one. Number two, what are your strengths? You really can't take a romantic view on this, ladies and gentlemen. It says it right there in the article. For example, you might have been a straight A student, even though you don't really have a passion for like schooling, education, sitting in the classroom. Maybe you're just naturally good at, taking tests. Maybe you're just good at absorbing knowledge, right? But you got to understand that might be a strength, but it's not your passion. So sometimes we have to identify what's the difference between a strength and a passion. What's the difference between a passion and a hobby, right? Maybe you're just naturally good at basketball, but it's not what you really want to pursue. It's not really what you want to do. But strengths can come in handy with pursuing your passion. Strengths can come in handy with making your passion manifest. Strengths can come in great handy because remember, we love to do things that we're good at. We love to like exercise our strengths. It's human nature to exercise your strengths. Things that we're not so good at, we kind of shy away from that. We don't really like to do stuff like that. All right. But again, your potential does not end with just one skill. Understand that again, talents, skills, it's all going to come together to make your dreams come true, make your dreams manifest. Here's a really good one. Step 3. I love this one, ladies and gentlemen. Read everything. Read everything. Those of you who have a job where you get evaluations, go back and let's read those evaluations. Let's analyze and assess what other people are saying about us, our performance, right? If you ever received a text message or an email or a voicemail of someone giving you accolades about something that you've done, right? Or something that you did not do so well. This is an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. 2015, we need to do an assessment of everything that we've done in 2015 and prior, because we're about to go into 2016. Our next webinar is going to be in the new year. Our next webinar is going to be in the new year. It's going to be next Monday. So we are going to be in a brand new year when we come back together. This is what I really need us to do. I need us to go at least 2015. If you can go back before that, awesome. At a minimum, I need you to assess 2015. Go back through all the emails. Go back through all the text messages. Go back through all the voicemails. Go back to all the times somebody left you a little note or gave you an evaluation or gave you an assessment, a resume, something, and identify, what are the good things. Basically, take a vacation away from life and take that time to discover, what people are saying about you, to you. People giving you accolades on your performance. What are your strengths? What are your needs improvements? What are you just okay at? What are you average at? What are you exceptional at? What do you need improvement at? We need to assess all of this information. This could take a lot of time, ladies and gentlemen, especially if you're doing a lot. The more you're doing, the more feedback and more evaluation that you're going to need, right? And let's say, Mr. Pierre, I don't have any of that. I don't have any evaluations. I don't have any emails. Nobody texts me and tells me I'm awesome. Okay, I need you to do a self-assessment then, right? In addition to step 1 and 2, I need you to do a self-assessment. I need you to look over 2015 and all the things that you know for yourself that you've done. And I need you to identify what are your strengths, what are you successful at, and what are you needing improvement in the things that you've done with your life in 2015. All right, that's step 3. Read everything. Read everything that you have available to you that you can use as an improvement tool or a sustainment tool moving on into 2016. I hope y'all got that. This is all in the article. So the article I gave y'all to click to review the article, this is all in there. Those of you who are on Periscope, please go just Google search 4 ways to find out what your strengths are by Gary Vaynerchuk, and you'll get this article right here. Number 4, ask strangers. Make a post on social media and just say, hey, basically, what are my personal strengths? You might not get a lot of responses depending on how big your following is. You might get a lot of responses. I don't know. this is a good way to kind of assess where you are with your personal brand, how much engagement you get on social media posts. Not likes, ladies and gentlemen. Forget likes. We don't care about likes. We care about how many people are talking to you. How many people actually are listening to what you have to say? How many people are actually engaging with your content? We're going to go over all that later on in the series. Engagement, you know, depth versus width. Depth versus width is huge. It's huge. I don't care how many people are watching if you're not if you're not engaging. Just because you like my post, just because you've seen my post, you know, I don't care about how many impressions. I need to know how much activity, how much engagement is going on with my content. That's important. We're going to go over all that later on. But as strangers, this is the widest net that you can throw out to get some information, because people, I mean, social media is the gateway to one-on-one relationships. I believe that wholeheartedly. Social media is the gateway to one-on-one relationships. It's definitely a powerful tool for you to be able to build your personal brand, extend your reach, and make a name for yourself. I don't want to say too much of the things that I've already said in the intro video on the registration page. A lot of you have already registered for this webinar, and you've seen kind of like where I'm going with this. But ladies and gentlemen, you know, this is the intro. This is part 1 of the webinar series on building your personal brand. We're going to get deep. We're going to dig deep into tools, frameworks, blueprints on how you can take your personal brand to the next level, right? Again, we're going to dig deep. This is just the intro. This is just scratching the surface for you to find out a little bit about yourself, right? And where you want to pursue your personal brand. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to talk about logos. We're going to talk about what's it called? Brand names, colors. We're going to talk about mascots. We're going to talk about social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of tools, blogging, advertising on social medias, as well as the internet, Google AdWords. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're not already registered for the next webinar, I'm going to go ahead and pop that offer up right now on the screen. Those of you who are in the webinar, you can now register for part 2 of this webinar series on personal branding. Part 2, you can get registered right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm super excited. Again, I just want to thank each and every one of you for sharing this time with me. We're about 25 minutes in. My goal is going to be average session is going to be about 30 minutes, depending on which week we're on. Some of them are going to have to be more than 30 minutes. Some of these webinars are going to have to go for probably about 45 minutes, maybe 50 minutes, depending on what the topic of the day is. Yeah, the session sim was at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You will be able to watch the replay. I'm going to have the replay. I'm going to have the replay up for tonight. Well, if you registered already at workwiththepeers.com, the replay link is going to be sent to you in a half an hour. It's going to be sent to your email if you're already registered for this webinar. Workwiththepeers.com. As soon as this webinar ends, that's going to be redirected to next week's webinar registration. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm excited. I want to thank you for spending this time with me. I want to thank you for your attention. Time is the most valuable asset in my eyes, and I want to make sure, like I said in the intro video, I want to make sure that I give you as much value as I possibly can for you exchanging your time with me to share this information with me. And I can't thank you enough. I want to give gratitude where gratitude is due. And again, I'm appreciative, ladies and gentlemen. I truly am. I've learned that in my journey to success, and I'm still on the road. Trust me, I have not arrived yet. But along my journey, gratitude is really what fuels the journey. Being thankful for what you have right now. Right, being thankful and showing gratitude for where you are right now, what you have, and what's going on in this moment. Because what I've learned is God will not give you more than you already have if you're not thankful for what you already have. You will not increase if you're not thankful for what you already have and where you already are. So I'm definitely thankful for your time and attention. Ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to seeing you again next week. Workwiththepeers.com. That's WorkwiththePeers.com. You can register for next week's webinar every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be doing this webinar series. If there's a new one, if we kind of insert one in between, and in the meantime, you will be notified. You know, as long as you're registered, you'll be on the distro list, and I'll be able to say, hey, guess what? We're doing a pop webinar midweek, Thursday, Friday-ish, or something like that. If something pops up in the middle of the week, you will be notified. Don't worry. And if you miss it, as long as you register, you will get the replay information sent to your email. When you register for our webinars, please make sure you click the box that says register me for future webinars. That way you don't miss anything. I don't want you to miss anything. So when you register, click register. You know, I enabled you to be able to click one time, and when you register for one webinar, it registers you for the whole series. You want to make sure you're registered for this entire series. We ain't even got into the nitty-gritty yet, ladies and gentlemen. We just scratched the surface. I'm telling you. I got some good stuff for y'all coming up next week. Look forward to the topic. It'll be announced all over social media. Please share and invite people to this webinar series. And that's my time. Again, my name is Elite Pierre, founder of Favored International, definitely doing some big things. Our mission is to change the world one family at a time, and the first family could be yours. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. Y'all have a good night. I look forward to see you next week. Please get registered. I'm going to leave this window open on the webinar. The replay is not on the website yet. The replay will be emailed to all registrants in a half an hour at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The replay will be sent. If you're not registered already for this one, then go ahead to the website, workwiththepeers.com. That'll register you for this one. This will put you right into the webinar, and then you'll be able to get the replay. All right. Again, please share, please invite, let other people know about this. If you're looking for the answers to developing your personal brand, they will be shared in this webinar series. I'm super excited. I appreciate each and every one of you. Again, I'm gonna leave this webinar open for a while so you can get registered for the next one. Those of you who are still watching on the webinar, just click get registered. That's going to take you to the registration page for the next webinar. I love each and every one of y'all. I appreciate you. Y'all have a good night. Peace.